Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey. I am here. I am super duper excited. Let me just get my microphone and move it just a little bit closer so that you guys can hear me. The reason why I'm super excited to be before you again and doing a review. This is what I love to do, and I actually feel passionate about what I'm reviewing, so we're gonna have fun. Yeah, we're gonna have fun. So what am I reviewing? Power. This is book 3, Raising Kanan. This is season 1, episode 1, Back in the Day. I heard that this series has been greenlit for a season 2. So there's going to be a Power book 3 season 2. I don't know if it's going to be called Raising Kanan or if it's going to be called something else, but this is definitely not the second season in the series, the Power universe, right? The Powerverse, right? In the Powerverse, obviously we have Power, which we all just fell in love with. Omari Hardwick, a whole cast of other really great actors. And then that ran through, and then we had we had Power Book 2, which was all about Tariq and going into college and, just evolving after he had, killed his dad, who was best friends with Kanan back in the day. Now we have Book 3. And so far in this episode, there is no James St. Patrick to be found. No ghost to be found. It's all about Kanan, and so we have a cast of all new characters so far. Let's get into these characters really quick. Mackay, I think that's how you say his name, Curtis. He plays Kanan Stark. We have Patina Miller, who does a beautiful job playing Raquel Miller. It's an absolutely gorgeous character, but we're going to talk about it. Malcolm Mays, who plays Lulu, who is going to be Kanan's uncle. And Raquel's, I can't remember if he's the younger brother or the middle brother. Not sure. But then there's also, I believe, I forget the name of her brother that plays her brother Melvin, the name of the actor that plays her brother Melvin. But Melvin is Jukebox. Remember Jukebox from Power, the original Power? Jukebox is his cousin, and this is Melvin plays her father, who is the oldest of the 3 siblings. Rock, which is Raquel, Kanan's dad, Lulu, and Melvin. Melvin is the oldest, and I'm not sure where Raquel and Lulu fall in line, but yeah, Melvin is Jukebox's dad, right? And Jukebox is played by Haley Kilgore. She does a wonderful job. Omar Epps is in this season, and he plays a police officer, detective type character named Howard. And we also have, much to my surprise, is Lovey Simone, who plays Zora on Greenleaf. She plays Davina Harrison, a love interest of teenage Kanan. Okay. The whole thing is set in 1991, which I just love. I don't know. I just recognize everything about 1991. They did a really good job of retroing the show, from the haircuts to the hairstyles, the lip colors, the studded belts, baby, those thigh high boots. The Supra. Did y'all see that Supra that Kanan's mama was driving? I was like, child, a Supra. Mm-mm-mm. It was like I was young again. Oh, anywho, the intro is different. The intro is completely different. It is very, very long, like super, super long. If we're gonna have like a book, season 2 of book 3, Raising Kanan. That's elongating the whole Kanan story, which, 50 Cent, who is like producer, he came up with the show, like this is his baby, in conjunction with Courtney Kemp. And it would explain a lot. It would just explain a lot. Like he's pretty into this book. So for them to have already greenlit a season 2, and looking at how long the intro is, I can tell that 50 Cent is feeling himself. He's the one that raps the intro. I would have liked to see them chop in a little bit of the original intro, just splice it in, like mix it up real funky like, and then cut it down a little bit. It's a little dramatic. The intro within itself is it felt like 2-3 minutes. Like typically you don't get an intro that is that long, I don't think. My times might be off a little bit, but the intro was like a little mini movie or something, and it's a little complicated. It's a very, very long, like I said, intro, a lot of rap language. Typically when a intro is popular, it's because it's very memorable and people can pop it off. Anywhere. Yeah, we loved. I can't remember any of it, but anyway, I can remember the beat a little bit of the original Power. I think they could have spliced it in there. Let's see. Okay, so I think I caught you up on everything on where we are in the Powerverse now. But like I said, the show opens in 1991, and they are in Jamaica, Queens, which is where Kanan grew up, living with his mom and her then boyfriend Post, whose street name was High Post. And we don't really get to know Post except during this first intro scene. We notice that he seems very concerned and kind-hearted towards Kanan. The scene opens with Kanan. Looks like he might be like 8 or 9 or whatever, and he is getting jumped really, really bad, bullied really, really bad on the basketball court. Jukebox is there, but she's being held by one of the goons, and she is, let me go. So even then, she was, she's older. She's taller than this 8 or 9-year-old Kanan, and she's telling him stop, to lay down, and he keeps going after the guy, and the guy's just wailing on him, just like bloop. He's bloodied his nose, he's busted his lip, and I mean, he's just injured his pride good. And taking his money, and they walk off, and they're like, next time you come on this block and we ask for your money, you better give us your money, buddy. And he's just laying there like like, oh. And they let Jukebox go, and she runs over. She's like, Kanan, are you hurt? Are you okay? He's just like, Tweety birds. He's gotten mollywop good, right? So he gets up and he runs home. Baby, when I tell you he ran all the way home, I was like, Lord, just thinking about it, like back then, you ran all the way home. You hardly ever now see kids. You see them walking in the street, when they, get in middle school, high school with their little hot pants on, when they start smelling themselves, they be walking through the neighborhood, child, trying to see who else out here young. and dumb, you know what I'm saying, looking for something to get into. But dude, as young kids, we ran everywhere. Everywhere. And he ran blocks. And of course, as he's running through the neighborhood, he's running through all kinds of stuff. Just lets us know the type of neighborhood that he's in. It's not like it's ratty, but as he's running through the neighborhoods, you see different things. Like you see business people out, you know, store owners and stuff. You run through families and stuff, like crossing the street or sitting on their stoops. You run through. He runs through a crowd of men who look like they just stand on the corner and get drunk all day off of 40s. They look real. And he runs into what looks like a very nice apartment building. And, you know, goes in and throws himself on the bed. His mom has got the house, you know, very nicely done. She and her man are sitting there at the table. He's got a thick, you know, high post. He's got a thick gold chain on. And she is beautiful. Baby, she is beautiful. Now, I will tell you what she puts you in the mind of. Raquel Miller, who's played by, it's not Raquel Miller, it's Raquel Thomas, who is played by Patina Miller. Okay, get it together, get it straight. She puts you in the mind of, oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. I want to dance with somebody who loves me. You want to dance? Don't you want to dance? Don't you want to dance? Okay, get it together. So, you know, that high-waisted jean, the studded belt. She's got it long in the back and cropped, low cut and bumped to the back. You know, thick head of hair. I forget what they call that hairstyle, but that hairstyle kind of transformed into the asymmetric. Y'all don't know about that. But anywho, super cute. And the beautiful home, well tended. He runs into his room. His room is a beautiful room for a young man. He doesn't share it with anyone else. This is his room. These are all his things and his stuff. And she has a conversation with him. And she says, what happened to you? He's like, they took my money, mama. They took my money and they mollywopped me. She was like, uh-huh. And as he's telling her, she was like, well, what did you do while they was mollywopping you? And she also asked where Jukebox was. Everybody wants to know when something pops off with Kanan. This whole episode is, where was Jukebox when all this went down? She was being held. They was holding her back. And she's just walking around the room, talking. And she goes in his drawer and get one of a matching pair of socks. She takes one of them. Goes over to his gaming component systems and things like that, and toys and things that take batteries. And she just talking, okay, and filling that sock, okay, with some D batteries. Y'all don't remember D batteries? Oh, I know you know about AAA. I know you know about AA batteries. But baby, do you know about D batteries? Have you ever had a D battery took and flung at your head? Baby. Okay. And she tells him, get up and get yourself together. Come on, we're going back down here. He's like, Mama, I don't want you. Get up. Come on, let's go down here. So she gets him up, loads him up, ties that sock off in a knot, gets him out of there. When she gets out of there, baby, she ready for the weather. They got coats on, baby. She got her a coat on. It's a nice coat, and she got her some fly A glasses on, baby, cocked up to the top right there. She got her a pack of Cools. She drives up in a Supra. It's black with Supra on the tail. You know what I'm saying? You know what the tail is, don't you? Okay, I just want to know what year you was born in. You know what the tail of a car. People don't put tails on their car no more. But if you want to know about a dude, okay, you ask about his core. You know the one with the tail on it. Okay, he drive a Supra. Okay, the one with the tail on it. Anywho, she pull up, and get out. Very nicely dressed, by the way. Kanan is. He ain't no little naughty head from around the way. He's very well taken care of. And she give him that stuff. She said, "There they are over there, going over there and handle your business." Okay. And he was like, "But Mama, I don't want to listen. Get on over there, okay, and get the molly whopping, all right? Because if you don't do this, they're gonna be forever taking your money. Okay, go on." He gets on, he walks on over there. Baby, she sat over there with that pack of cools and got that cool, put it in her mouth and looked over them shades, had them shades and looked up, baby. And she was like, and stood there. He walked on across and clenched one fist, and he got in the other hand, he got that sock full of them D batteries, baby. And he walk over, baby. He don't say 2 words. When they notice him, they like, "Hey, look who's back on the block." And the guy was like, "What are you doing here?" And he was like, whoop, 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 boom. Okay, down goes Goliath, right? And the other one, the one that really, really gave him the molly whopping the first time, this was one of his generals. He was like, oh, man, think about what you gonna whoop, 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 boom. Knocked him out, huh? When he fell down, he took that thing and he started whooping and working on that arm, huh? And working on that rib cage, huh? And the mama just stood there. Everybody was like, "Dang, Kanan is messing him up." Now we hear adult Kanan narrate. You know, he said, "This was my first fight. My second fight, I won. My first fight, the first fight I ever had, I lost." Okay, now he's saying this is his first time hearing his name being called out loud in this way, and it made him feel a type of way, right? Like made him feel confident and strong. He liked it. Fast forward, we are in high school, right? And he's got to be about 10th grade, and we see where the principal, a black woman, is talking with he and his mom in school about how smart he is, and how he is not, really using his full potential currently at that school. There's a great new school they've spent $150 million on. It's got all of the accoutrements. It's got a pool and an escalator, and just all the things, art, drama, and science, and state of the art equipment, all of that. And all he has to do is take this entrance exam, and if he passes it, he gets to go to this school. Well, his mom is all for that. This is what she's been working for, and she's sitting there looking beautiful, just beautiful. Now she's giving me a little of what's an old school model? Maybe a little Cynthia Bailey mixed with a little, I almost called the name. Not Imani. What's the one that was in the whole thing with Bill Cosby? What was her name? Anyway, y'all will put it down below. She's giving me that vibe, that warmth in her skin. Ooh, you know what she giving me? You know what she giving me? Okay. She giving me B. Smith. She's giving me a young, beautiful, vibrant B. Smith look. I love it. I love it. I got a little teeny tiny girl crush on Patina Miller as Raquel Thomas. Just gonna put it out there. Or Rocky is what her friends call her. Okay? Rock. Okay? Beautiful. Oh, she's everything I wanted to be. As a young black woman, I just wanted to just be naturally beautiful and thin, and child. Anywho, I digress. So yeah. And she's excited about him going to school. She wants him to go to school. He's not sure. He's got a lot of excuses why he doesn't need to go. It's not a good idea. Naturally, he's afraid. He's afraid because being with his family and his friends is all he's ever known. Also, we see where not only does he have a tight relationship with with Jukebox and his family. He's got a tight relationship with a crew of his own, like a group of guys of his own that he hang with. One of his number one boys is a dude named Famous, and he's like Puerto Rican and black, I believe. And so, also he's got eyes for a girl named Davina Harrison, okay, who is played by Lovey Simone. We talked about that. And he is just thinks she is just perfect. He was like, she's the kind of, now at this point, we still have adult Kanan narrating, okay? And at the moment that we see Kanan and Davina come together to talk in the lunchroom, that is when we hear all of the oral commentary from adult Kanan kind of dwindle away at this point. He's kind of brought us up to speed about the mom's boyfriend and all of this stuff. He's narrating all of this. But at this point, we get to hear Kanan talk to Davina. And but the narration is talking about how beautiful Davina is, and how she is just like a 10 who doesn't know she's a 10. Like, he just talks about her being beautiful and smart and all of this stuff. But Davina got a boyfriend, okay? And so she kind of got an eye for Kanan, but, you know, she knows he has a little bit of a crush on her or whatever. So that's pretty much what's going on with him in high school. He's doing really, really well there, and he kind of fights his mom about going to this new school. And as she's walking through, she's telling him that she went to that school and she was really, really into astrology, and she knows all about Cassiopeia, Orion's belt, and just all of the those familiar star names that we hear. We've heard from time to time in and out of movies, as well as in school ourselves, right? And it just gives us a little insight into her having hopes, her having dreams, her being a smart woman and savvy woman. She's not just, the mama that works, cleans a house for somebody, or is a nurse, which is an absolutely great field, but she's not a blue collar mom. She's a mom who hustles. That's what she does, right? And he knows by this time what she does, because Kanan has been ear hustling and watching his mom talk with his Uncle Lulu and his Uncle Melvin. I'm sure he and Jukebox talk all the time about what goes on in the family, because they're super close as well. But at this point, he just seems to be on the outskirts, just kind of, like I said, ear hustling, just trying to see, what being more curious about the stuff that his mom and uncles are doing and how they moving. Plus, they got nice things, and he knows he's got nice things in comparison to a lot of the other kids. Like, they may have nurses as moms, and blue collar dads, or if they have dads and moms in the home. But for the most part, he knows just by the way that they live that something's up, and he's got his teenage eye on his mama, and his balls are dropping, and he feels like, he could be a man too. He could be a man too, right? The school that he's going to, it sounds like another high school. It sounds like a high school he can graduate from. It doesn't sound like a college. If he does well at this school, he'll get into a good college. This is all that his mom wants for him. Let's see. So that is high school. That's a little bit about his high school. At this point, Kanan is hard-headed. He's also a super handsome boy. Mackay Curtis, who plays Kanan here, is a really, really beautiful young black male. He's not petite. He's not small and wiry. He's got a little size, a little weight to him. Just super, super handsome guy. But yeah, he's hard headed, he's handsome, and he's scared. Scared he's gonna miss something um, if he's not in his mama's house, or he's not at that school, he's not on that block. He's afraid of that. He doesn't want to leave all that, and he's scared that he's not gonna be in his mama's business. So be with his mama, so he's all in her business. um and by now she's moved up to running her own crew. Okay, and the uncles are her right and left hand. Really, Lulu is her right hand. He's the guy that she trusts, and they get things done. Melvin is the older brother, and he's more of the muscle and that type of thing. But Melvin is um he's not the greatest. You know what I'm saying? He's not the greatest. He doesn't have like a lot of follow through. He's not one of those people that think 360. He's one of those kind of half cocked type of individual. It's a whole thing. We also never get introduced to in this episode to Jukebox's mom. So it's a weird dynamic that Kanan's mom, Rock, is carrying the whole. She's really the only strong female lead that we see in this episode, and she looks like the only strong female lead that is in Kanan's life, Lulu's, Melvin's, Jukebox, a whole host of people. Right? It's not a lot of other females in this group, in this crew. So I made note of that. Let's see. With the help of her two brothers, we see that we learn a lot about Rock. She has a crew member that has been hurt in this type of skirmish that happens with a rival gang, which is run by a dude named Unique. Not really sure who plays that character. I looked on the cast list, and it really is poorly done. That's weird. So I'll have to look into those characters' names a little bit. I mean, the actors that play those characters a little bit later. But the character's name is Unique, and he's a rival. He's a rival to Rock's crew, and one of her guys has gotten hurt. So this is a point where we realize she is the La Familia. That's family, but she's the I forget the Ma Familia. Anyway, she run the gang, and she goes and she talks to Unique, and she walks heavy. She doesn't back down. Obviously, he comes on to her a little bit, kind of respectfully, but just, dangles the carrot out there to see if she's going to bite. But she ain't that type of chick. She's not that type of chick. First of all, she know her business. She been with dudes who ran crews, so she done learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? And she taught herself a lot. And she knows how to handle this dude. And she knows, she tells him that, when he brings up High Post, her dude that was in the first scene, who is now dead, he brings up and she says, yeah, one thing he taught me, one thing I did learn from him was that once you go down on your knees, it's hard to stand up. You know what I'm saying? So she knows me and you, nah. It is what it is. We rival gang members, and I'm not trying to let you weasel into my honey pot. No, sir. This what we gonna do. Okay. All right. This what we gonna do. We not gonna take it to the war thing. What we gonna do is, this is the area that I'm gonna handle, and this is the area you're gonna handle. Who's like, oh, wait. How you come out with more? The guy is really handsome. Super handsome. He's got goals in the so she works out this arrangement with him. At the same time, Kanan is supposed to be going to take this test. He's hanging with Jukebox and Famous kind of lets on that he would not in any way pass that test. He, not for himself, he couldn't do it. Now it wasn't a suggestion for Kanan. It wasn't. It was, he was just saying what he would do if he felt pressure to take the test. He don't take tests like that, and he would just fail it. You know what I'm saying? He answer wrong and fail it before he would leave the hood. It's a sore spot because Jukebox had the opportunity to go when she was younger, when she was his age. So I'm guessing she's around 11th, maybe 12th grade, and but her dad discouraged her from going, discouraged her from taking the test. So she never did take the test. She's got a beautiful voice, a beautiful singing voice. She's in choral, okay? And she happens to like girls. So she's like, well, you're not going to be around here anymore, and you're going to be at school, and you're going to be, you know, a big brain or whatever. And Famous is telling from his perspective, I'd be too scared to take the test and pass it. I would just throw the whole test. I was just like, meanwhile, his mom has made this deal to kind of squash everything with this family, right? Because not only have they jumped one of her, shot one of her crew members, but while they were at dinner, their weekly family dinner at this restaurant, they're all hanging out and talking. Famous has brought his sister, who Lulu looks at and is just like, you know what? Yeah, you look good. And Unique's gang drives by and shoots into the air. Okay, so this was what prompts her to go see him. He's popping off left and right, and she's got to have a talk with him. She got a lot going on. She's also had trouble with a local nightclub where they've agreed to deal coke out of this nightclub, and it looks like they've given the contract to someone else. And so she goes in to talk to the gentleman, and his assistant is there, or whoever she is. She running everything, the head of A&R, publicity, whatever. And she got a little white dog with her, and she's a white girl. And so she's just nasty and horrible and ugly. And Rock is like, you know what? You about to get snatched. I'm about to take this dog and bend you over and shove this dog right in you. Okay? Lulu plays it cool, plays it calm. Don't worry, I'm going to handle this, Rock. Give me a minute, Rock. Let me talk to her for a second. She goes to the bar and she meets a guy named Symphony. I can't think of his last name. Handsome, very, very handsome. Kind of puts you a little bit in the mind of Boris Kojo. Little bit. And, he's cute, and he going to school to learn urban development. And she was like, urban development? Rock is a smart lady, so she knows a little bit about a little bit. She gets a beep on her beeper, and she has to go. And she still hadn't forgot about old girl, okay? And she's just handling her business, man. We see where Lulu was in bed with this lady, and she keeps smelling something. She was like, you smell that? He was like, don't worry about it. And they just getting it. He's like, and she's like, I know I smell something. He's like, don't worry about it. You just take this blackness, melanated pumps, and she's like, hold on a second, let me go in here. He was like, well, you going into the kitchen, bring me a glass of ice water. Okay, she goes to the microwave, and there's the little white dog. He in the microwave. Now he is done. He is overdone. You know how microwaves do stuff. It's very horrific. Very horrific. I was like, that is something she is going to see when she is 90 years old, if she lives that long, is that dog in that microwave. It was horrific. And then we see where old boy comes by Louis in her I believe she was in a Range Rover. Look like that Range Rover looked good for the year that it was. It still looked real good. And he brings her the collar of the dog, and she's like, "Oh, okay." So she's out there handling things, including this whole unique situation. She's handled it. She's taking care of it. Okay. All she wants Kanan to do is focus on going to this school and getting out of this place. It's not that it's horrific, but she wants more for him. She doesn't want him to be in these streets. She don't want him to have to watch his back. She don't want him to have to negotiate with knuckleheads, to threaten people, to do horrific things to horrific people for horrific reasons. She doesn't want him to have that lifestyle. You're smart. They're saying that you're smart. You go to school and better yourself. That's what I said. He's scared of excellence. And he's scared of leaving all those things that are familiar. Okay, so he gets the idea from Famous. He goes into the test. At the same time, we see where Jukebox goes and sees this young white girl that she was in like a choral competition with. And they obviously like each other. It's very new for both of them. It's this really tender discovery type moment that I really enjoyed. Knowing how these characters end up, it's so smart of them to go back and unfold this story. And what's weird is that I don't have this bitter taste in my mouth for this Jukebox, even though I know how she ends up, morally and ethically as a person. I know she ends up in this really grimy way and ultimately, dead at the hands of her own cousin. Even how Kanan ends up. I mean, Kanan did what one of the most brutal things I've seen a character do, which is kill his own son. The reason I said what they did was really smartly done and it was beautifully done is because we right now in this moment we love these characters. We want what's best for them, right? I love Jukebox character. I love the whole look of Jukebox. I love in this setting she seems tall and very self-assured. She's already got these masculine tendencies in terms of she's wearing button downs and Timbs and she's dressing a little bit more masculine on the lesbian side. She knows what she is, but I think she's still a virgin, right? Like she hasn't had sex with anyone. She's just exploring these feelings and she knows how she feels. Well, while he's going to take the test, she's going to see this girl. So she's not with him. He goes in and takes the test. Rock drops him off at the test. She's already had her conversation with Unique about splitting the territories and stopping all the shenanigans he's got going on. And she's fixed it all and she's done it. He goes into the test and he says to himself, she's packed him a little lunch, because they get to take a break in between testing. And he goes in there and looks at the lunch and looks around at all the white people. It's a mixed crowd. It's mostly Caucasians, but there are some Asians there too. And he decides he's just gonna answer B, 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 all the way down. All the way down. Just like completely blows the opportunity. And although I don't know if it's completely blown because he's got to meet James St. Patrick some sort of way. But James St. Patrick was a boy from around the way too. He wasn't in school, so he probably doesn't go to the school. But anyway, he goes and meets his boys at the local pizzeria or whatever. And one of his boys, D-Nice, I don't know. Anyway, it starts with the D. Tells him that he's seen one of the Unique boys around there on one of his mom's blocks. I was like, dang, everybody know your mama. Okay, everybody know the ins and outs of your mama's business. They talking to you about your mama's business, right? So he feels the obligation to handle it. My mom said we were going to handle it, and we are going to handle it. We are going to handle it, right? Even though your mama done told you she don't want this life for you. She wants you to go to school, okay? No, we gonna handle this. This is the whole reason why I blew the test. This is an opportunity now for me to go and exert myself and show these fools that I'm with my mama and I'm going to take care of my mama. So he goes around there after his boy goes to his house and gets some guns that his brothers or uncles or whatever hid at the house. They all knows it. All your children are nosy. They in your business. They in your stuff. They know where you got stuff hid. Okay, I'm telling you, kids around this age are the worst. The worst. They are the nosiest. Okay, they are the nosy police. All right, they in your drawer. They see your dildos. They sipping your beers. You know what I'm saying? They digging your butts out of the ashtray, getting high, trying to. They know you out there sitting out there with your friends. You know what I'm saying? Getting high and enjoying yourself. They know you ain't paying attention. They know where you leave your car keys and how you park your car. You got to watch them. You got to watch them. I mean, you darn near got to chain your child's leg to your leg while you sleep. You can't trust none of them. So they done hid guns around the house. He know where they are. They go get the guns. He go and all of them go around the block. Famous and the other boy, they ain't got no gun. He ain't got but 2 guns. Him and the D guy, and they stand off. They gonna stand off back, watch their back while he go around there. And he don't even have 3 words with the guy. The guy walks out and the guy's like, what's up? What y'all doing walking through here with hoodies on? And they pull out a gun and start shooting, kill the man dead. And the D guy who Kanan was saying in his oration or narration of the show was a guy who was down for anything, but they both was scared. They both was scared as hell when they shot that guy because he didn't die right off. He was trying to. Kanan goes up to him and kneels down to him, and the guy grabs him around the shirt and just bleeding out of the mouth, out of everything. Like, you done shot this dude twice. And like D said, which one of us shot him? Which one of us shot him? Right? I was like, oh, that's gonna come up again. And the guy dies right there. And we hear from adult Kanan how that's something that when it happens to you, it moves in with you. It moves into your spirit, into your psyche. It lives with you. It grows up with you. It is something you will never, ever, ever be able to shake. That's one thing about this series. I can tell with the pop-in narrations. We do get to hear a lot of dialogue from the characters, but the narration isn't as consistent by Kanan in this episode. But when he does pop in, he pops in with some just really, really great gems. The characters themselves are spitting some really, really great gems, some things to live by, things to remember. It's just one of those really smart, kind of like Boys in the Hood type shows. That's what it's giving me so far, because there's tons and tons of one-liners and sayings that are just like life lesson nuggets, right? Especially if you live in this lifestyle. Obviously he goes home. Everybody knows what's going on. And his mom is furious with him. She is absolutely furious because when she learned about what was going on with him, she was on a date with Symphony. So she had handled everything. Everything was fine. Her son was taking the test. Like, everything is on course. It's right. We're just steady as she blows. If worked everything out with Unique, I'm going to go and have a glass of wine with a really, really nice guy and talk about some stuff that don't have nothing to do with drugs. Right? And she has to leave immediately. And then throws money on the table, baby, like he was... like she paid him to be there, boom. I ain't got to ask you for nothing, okay? I'm skipping out, so boom, pay the tab. Tab's on me. He was like, but I asked you out. I was like, slow down, sir. Slow down, sir. Play your lane. And so she's furious. She is so freaking upset. The Melvin is like, this your son, and you got this such and such and such. And Lou hanging in the back. Lulu hanging in the back. He cool. He cool, right? Like, we got to, you know what I'm saying? He handling business. We got to get Kanan out of that shirt. We got to burn that shirt. Get all evidence of it out of this house, okay? And make this thing right, at least on the surface side, okay? That speech she gave Melvin when he tried to push her about her son, baby, right then and there, she was like, dude, last time you tried to run the head of this thing, we all know how that went. Okay, so shut the F up and let me handle my son. And her and Kanan have it out, verbally have it out. And he tells her, I'm grown. She said, go to your room. I'm grown. You can't send me to my room. She was like, this when Lulu interjected about the shirt need to be burned because he also was saving Kanan's life. Because his mama did not play that. But he did have some valid points. If you really wanted me to go and grow and learn and be better, you'd have sent me away a long time ago. Make up your mind, you want me to go or you want me to stay. You know. And later on, after he gets a shower and gets cleaned up, he goes downstairs to have a word with his mama, really to apologize. Look, Mom, she was like, nah. It's too soon. It's too soon. Now get over there and take that trash out. Okay, and go on back to your room, and I'm taking you to your grandmama's. Okay, why she would send him outside to the trash can, I do not know, but she sends him outside. He takes the trash. He dilly-dallying. It really wasn't much trash to take out anyhow. And he puts the big trash can on the street, and we hear somebody say, hey, Kanan, and he looks up, and they, I don't know how he dodged them bullets, but he leaps behind the car, and he dodges the bullet, and out she runs with her gun, baby, and she takes it, and she pumps it, toom, 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 in the back of that car. It was just the tail end part of it, right? But they riddled the car that he jumped behind in bullets. Okay, this is where we get to see Omar Epps' character Howard. When the police arrive because of all the shooting, they've got it all taped off, and they're trying to have a conversation with her, but she ain't no snitch. She ain't talking about what went on. She ain't talking about what went on. And Kanan standing back there, he know he best not say a mumbling word, baby. Not one word, okay? I got this cool in this one hand. If you crack your lips, I will cow with this other hand, baby. This is what we do, okay? We a family, we a crew, we handle it within ourselves. Silencia. And so Howard tries to talk to him a little bit. He looked like he might have a little bit of an eye for Rock. What about you, son? You ain't see anything either. She was like, boop, my son ain't got nothing to say to you. Nothing at all, okay? I don't know. It was random. It was wrong house. These things happen. Move along. That's all. That's your story. You sticking to it. That's the one I'm doing right now, sir. So you want to seek, y'all. We also got to not only meet Howard, but his I guess this is someone what do you call it? A rookie detective, and he's, she's supposed to be riding along with him, I guess, learning the job, and he training her and all of this stuff. She's a young white woman played by Shanley. I can't think of her last name. But yeah. So we see where now Rock has to go back to Unique after Kanan has killed Tubuck. Like one of his head guys, one of his head salesmen. And man, it's part of her that's hat in hand, because her son did do this. She had handled it. This is what she kept telling Kanan. I had handled this. I had taken care of this. He was like, but I didn't know that. She was like, you could fill a stadium with the ish you don't know. That's why I'm the mama. And Unique brings up this. right? And brings up how this is a point of weakness for her. You know what I'm saying? Especially since she want to run a crew. She want to be a king, a queen pin. You got a son. That's going to always be a point of weakness. She was like, you got a son. You don't care for your son no less than I care for my son. He was like, yeah, but I didn't carry my son for 9 months. Y'all got a different connection. It's a different kind of chemistry. She said biology. I was like, Rock, you better teach the children. You better teach the children. Okay? And he was like, now I get all the blocks. Okay? And I can't keep but these boys off of your son's back. The whole crew, he want to wipe them out. D, Famous, the other dude that we don't know, and Kanan. All 4 of them. He want all 4 of them. The crew, his whole crew want all 4 of them dead. And she was like, she had brought money for $2 family, 2 big giant wads of money to give to the family. And he was like, don't know if that's going to be enough. Right? I want all the blocks and to keep he said, but I still can't control the dudes that $2 knew. I can't control them. Your son's going to be looking over his back, over his shoulder, for the rest of his life. And Lulu told her, listen, you can't put him in school. You can't, it's no school you can send him to. Eventually, they're going to get him. You know it and I know it. So after she has this conversation with Unique, okay, and he tells her she's weakened by the fact that she is a mom, okay, she lets him know she ain't running nowhere. She don't buck him when he say all the blocks gonna be mine. She don't buck him. Okay, but she let him know she ain't running scared. The last scene we get to see is Kanan is sleeping in his bed like a little cherub, She goes to get him up. And when she come in there, baby, she really looks like, oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. She had that same kind of outfit on. I don't know. It wasn't that. That was like a party outfit that she had in that song, Whitney Houston. But the soundtrack to The Bodyguard, she did a song, I wanna run. No, I think she was pregnant then. But anyway, she had on these high-waisted, light colored jeans, kind of like stonewashed-ish, and this studded belt with the nice buckle, baby, and all the little metal studs around the side. Not studs, but like little emblems around the side. And these really high boots that go just above the kneecap, knee-high boots, baby. And she had on a nice fitted tuck down in the pants, a turtleneck on. And the way her hair was on, I said, you better come through Whitney Houston circa. It was beautiful. She gets him up, loads him in the car, takes him out somewhere, and it's looking out over water. And she looks up at the stars and she talks about the stars and she relates it to him. She relates the Orion star, something about being all alone or in the middle of it or all by yourself out there, that type of thing. And she pulls out a gun and she gives it to him. Take it. And he looking at it. I was like, oh, I know she's not going to kill him, but I still was like a little afraid for him. I mean, this family, I don't know. He got it from somewhere. I just know I wasn't sure if it was from her or not. But anywho, so she tells him to shoot out there, take it and put your dominant hand on top. She shows him how to hold the gun and squeeze the gun. And when that bullet goes out, she said, now see that bullet goes out, it's out there in the world. And at some point in time, it's going to come back to you. And you best be ready for it. She pulls another gun out the back and they both stand there and shoot together. She's letting him know this what you wanted to do, huh? You want fame? Well, fame comes, okay? You wants to be a part of the family, but this is what it is, okay? It's dog eat dog, okay? It's killing, it's shooting, it's fighting, it's looking over your shoulder, it's having a hair trigger, it's being ready, it's making sure that You can back up every inch, every word you say, and stand on every inch you shade. This is what it is. Okay? And he's shooting at first. He's like, oh, oh, oh. Then he's like, oh, mm, mm, mm. I was like, oh, well, there it is. Kanan is born, right? Youth, just like that, gone. Just like that, you're thrown into the middle of some seriously, seriously, seriously mucked up ish. Okay? And this is your life going forward. And adult Kanan comes in the narration and says, you know how this story ends. And you've seen how it begins, but it's the whole middle part of this thing that's going to rock your mind, right? Okay? And we're excited about it. The episode goes off there. We are excited about it. Love the jukebox character in this book, in book 3. I love the mom character, Raquel Thomas, played by Patina Miller. Really, really great. I love Mackay Curtis's Kanan Stark impression, his interpretation of the character. Really, really like that. I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit more from Lulu. He's the smart brother, super, super savvy, but he also seems to be kind of cold-hearted. You know what I'm saying? This is the life that they live. And I'm not sure how or when we're going to get to this point where we are incorporating Ghost or the James St. Patrick and Tommy character. I got a sneaky suspicion we're going to probably be introduced to the situation at the end of this season and then brought into full storyline and fruition of that whole relationship, the dynamics of that whole relationship in season 2 of book 3. But right now it's all about Kanan, and the story for us is just unfolding. Have you guys seen it yet? Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear about it. You guys don't forget to hit that like button, as well as the notification bell. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. I always give thorough reviews. They're never ever going to be 15 minutes. They're never ever probably going to be 20 minutes. This is what we do. We talk about the characters and little nuances in the show. So far, I really feel like I'm excited about the series. I think it was a very smart idea to break the series up and the way that they've broken it up and to tell it in books. I think it's actually ingenious, especially because so many other shows are falling by the wayside. They're floundering. They have very limited seasons because they just have one story arc, right? Although it may be interesting, it is not able to branch off into these multiple storylines. But here we have the power verse, and we have very interesting storylines that we can dig our teeth into that pertains to characters that we have fallen in love with through the series Power. It's ingenious, actually. You guys tell me if you think I'm right. I love to know. What did you guys think about this episode? It played out like a movie. I was really felt like I was watching like The Wood or Boys in the Hood or something like that. The way it was laid out was really, really enthralling, like a movie. But when it went off, I was acutely reminded that this is the series, and I'm going to have to wait to see what happens next. Again, you guys tell me what you think. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, I'll holla.